Hi guys, it's Belle here and I am back with week 50. 2 weeks to the end of the year, guys. Oh, crazy. Week 50 of the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, please go check out my playlist on my channel, and also I will leave the links to Margarete Miller's YouTube and her Etsy store, where you can now purchase the new lot of these for 2023. So go check that out if you are interested in doing this next year. So today's one, I'm trying to find what page. Oh, this was last week's. I just added Venezia there for last week's. We're on this tiny little page and I have to use it because this would be 50 and 50. This would be 50 and 52. So have to use this little page even though it's super rounded. So today's prompts are something silver. So I did a few different things. I had some handmade paper with silver embossing on it, and I cut out some wings out of one of them, and I cut out some flowers. I also have these, and I know they're clear but they could be considered silver. And also I have, oh gosh, where's it gone? I've got a little mini paper clip and a bulb pin that I want to use. Something from mythology or legend. There's the bit that I cut them out. So I have found this in one of the books, and it's this gorgeous unicorn, which I want to use from mythology. We have something made from wood or wood grain. So originally I was going to use this image because of the blue, and there's blue in the unicorn, but what I found instead was this was already in my Margarete Miller collage box, and there's a guitar there, and you know, that is that myth about music and unicorns and things. A clothing tag. So I have this little one from a charity shop piece that I picked up, so I'm going to use that. It's ironic because I actually used a clothing tag here, so I wanted to use a different kind of clothing tag this time. Graph paper, so I've got some of my very precious vintage graph paper. I've got very few sheets of this left, so I want to use a bit of that. And the bonus is something upside down. So what I thought we'd actually do, guys, is I thought we'd turn the page upside down. Why not? Simple way of doing it upside down. So I want the unicorn to be my main focus. So I'm just going to cut that out, and then we can see where we're going to fit it on the page. So I hope you guys are okay. Can you believe there's only 2 weeks left of the year? It is crazy to think about. Which means the Christmas period, if you celebrate, is next week. Which again is crazy to think about. So I'm leaving a bit of an edge on there, but I don't know if I like it. I'll leave it, we'll see. So there's my unicorn. So it's quite big, so it's going to take up a lot of space. And then let's cut out the little guitar. So yeah, it is freezing my way. So I know I live in England, and everyone has this image outside of England being cold, dreary and rainy. Well, it can often be rainy, but where I am is actually normally quite warm, and we are lucky if we get any snow at all. And if we do get snow, it like the other year, the snow we got, it literally snowed for maybe 5 minutes and none of it settled. It was that bad. And then if we do get any snow that settles, which is rare where I am, we normally get it January, February. I've even had it in April before. But we got snow last week, guys, and we didn't just get a little bit of snow. We got lots. I mean, it settled everywhere. And then the temperatures went down to -6. Now, my winters have been so mild over the last few years that my roses have still been in bloom in November and December. That's how mild it is. It's actually not good for your plants. They're supposed to have frost. So -6 is crazy. I think that's about 21 Fahrenheit, -6 Celsius. And it has been freezing, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of loving it because I love snow. It feels like a proper winter if you have snow. I mean, I've lived in countries where we're lucky if we get cold weather in winter, and I didn't enjoy it. So I do feel lucky that we got snow, and because it's been so cold, it's still settled. Like, my garden is still half covered in snow, and you know, it does also mean you have to be super careful. It's treacherous out there, and some people are, you know, have had accidents. But right shoes on, right clothes on, careful when you're driving, and I'm loving it. But it's starting to melt now because the temperature went up to 0 degrees Celsius today. Woo. But yeah, I just love these flowers. I just thought they were really, really pretty, and I wanted to use them because I had them in my collage box. And then I've got this left over from another collage. So do I want this down the bottom maybe? I think I might do that. The only downside is, I'm not trying to get political, but you know, you can't avoid it in the UK at the moment, is we are having a cost of living crisis over here. And people can't even afford to heat their homes, which is absolutely ridiculous. But the cost of heating has gone exponentially higher, and people are freezing because they're not able to turn the heating on, not able to have their electric on very much. It is actually criminal how high the costs are. That's as political as I'm going, guys. I'm not going to rant about it. We're on here to collage, but yeah. So that's the only problem with there being snow and minus temperatures. So this is the beautiful vintage graph paper. And so I want this here on the edge. I want this gorgeous flower. I think I might rip it a little bit just because it's a bit too straight and narrow. But let me know what the weather's like your ways, guys. I know some of you are in the other hemisphere and you have summer, which sounds amazing. But as I said, I'm actually really loving the cold and the wind and the snow and all that fun stuff. Okay, so this is basically going to be a pale pink, blue and silver. I have got my big Christmas warm snoody thing that my daughter brought for me last year, which is coming in exceedingly handy. So yeah. But other than that, I am loving the snow and going for crisp winter walks. Oh, the woodlands look so amazing at the moment. The animals are probably thinking, what on earth has happened? Why is it so cold? It's never this cold. And the funny thing is, a couple of my friends live much higher up. One lives sort of in the north of the UK, and one is Scotland way. And I've had more snow and colder temperatures than them. And normally it's the other way around. Normally I'm getting snow and winter envy as they tell me about all the snow that's fallen and the ice and the cold temperatures. And I'm like, what? I'm one of those people, I actually like, I like the cold just as an atmosphere. I couldn't live in it all year round. I mean, that'd be ridiculous. And I do love, by the time spring and summer gets here, I do love the sunshine and the warmer weather. But you know, cold countries or visiting countries in winter, if they get a winter, is one of my favourite things to do. And yeah, I'm normally like, oh, we haven't got anything, and the roses are still out, and the rosemary's still blooming, and you know, it's still like 10 degrees here. And they're like, no, it's snowing. And this year it's been the other way around. I mean, Scotland's had a little bit of snow where my friend is, but not much. So it is strange, but I am grateful for it. Right, that's going right over into the other page. So I'm just rubbing that right into the crease there. I'm not going to cut it off. There's no need. Okay, so there we have the beautiful background, and we've used the graph paper, which is fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of my walnut stain. This one's actually drying out, and I have a new one, but why not use what's still on there whilst we can? I'm just going to edge this a little bit so it stands out a tad more. I kind of want my unicorn there. Now, I was thinking of attaching fabric up here with the clip and that. The unicorn might have to actually go this way, because if I want the tab, maybe have the unicorn down here a bit more. Okay. Could actually have it as a pocket with the clothing tag in. So I could do that. And then we wouldn't need the bulb pin, maybe. No, I'm going to do what I was doing. Sorry, I was thinking then. So, yeah. Come on. Even the glue's freezing. It's like, what? So, it's made for at least something uplifting this Christmas with everything else that's going on at the moment. So I want that there, and I'm going to have to hold it a little bit because it is on the bend. So I will be doing Margarete Miller again next year. I have already printed out the prompts. I need to hold that. Okay, so what I was thinking is these wings, I was thinking of adding one of them to the horse, like... Let's see if I cut them in half. This is from a Tim Holtz Emboss and Cut folder that I got in the sale a little while ago. I just thought it's a bit like Pegasus then, isn't it? I mean, maybe I can cut them down a bit because they're a bit big for this particular unicorn. So let's cut it down a little, just a smidge, and see if that looks better. I mean, it's still covering up most of the unicorn's face, so a little bit more. But I don't want to lose all this silver because that's why I use the paper. Although I've got silver in other areas, but there we go. Okay, that fits a tiny bit better. I was going to put the other wing behind it, but I don't think I will. So let's just... ink this up. I might actually have to use it like this, just to give a little bit of definition on these wings. So on this wing, I think I still want it a little bit more, just here. So anyway, yes, but other than that, it's all good here. Little wing. Should really have two, shouldn't it? I mean, I should really have the other one behind it a little bit. Yeah, it's going to have to go behind it a little bit. And other than that, we are just settling in, getting ready for the festive period, getting used to having two little kitties in the house. That's been so much fun as well. you forget how much it's like having babies. You just have to like watch that there's literally nothing on the floor. And let's face it, as crafters, all sorts ends up on the floor. And I have to make sure nothing ends up on the floor, especially nothing sharp that they could swallow. They've been in my Christmas tree. They've been... I mean, it's covering his face. That's the only problem. If I thought about it, I could have cut this. Do you know what? I just don't know if that's going to work with the two. I don't know. I've cut them out. Now I don't know. Right, well, that was a bit of a waste then, wasn't it? Let's do the flowers because that I do know that I want. So let's do those. So I've cut them out of the inside of an envelope that I used in another prompt. Some of this handmade paper with the silver on it. And some pink embossed hand-dyed lined paper that, again, I used in another prompt. So, yeah. I wanted to use up bits and pieces. I'm also wondering, I'm just going to start putting them down. Also wondering if I should just try and use up this collage box for next year's collages as much as possible too. Because I have them, the bits, and I don't want to waste them or throw them away. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I need to also make my journal for next year's Margarete Miller challenge, like I made the journal for this year's. Let me know down below if you're going to take part in next year's Margarete Miller, and if so, are you making your journal, or what kind of journal are you going to use? Like, how are you going to do your collage? I've seen lots of different people doing lots of different things this year, which has been interesting. So let me know what you're going to do. I am going to make mine again. But I don't know if I'm going to make it bigger than this, in the same style as this. This has got really difficult to work in the further I've gone along. So would I prefer 2 signatures? I just don't know yet. So it'll be interesting if you guys can tell me, if you're doing it, what you want to do. Let's do this. Oh, more walnut stain. I really do need to just... It's only got a little bit, but that's enough. There we go. I hate throwing anything away that still has the smidgen of use in it, because, you know, craft is expensive. And as I said, we are in a cost of living crisis at the moment. So let's put this on here. I still have this thing made of wood, the guitar, which I'm thinking, because I haven't stuck all these petals down, I might have it like that. And yes, I'm going to. That was easy. Ha-ha! So, don't know why my voice did that then. It was a bit like Mickey Mouse. I have no idea why. I think the festive season and the cold is getting to me a little bit. Let's put that back under there. So yeah, I wanted to use this because of the old idea, like in the legend, where music, if music, or I think it was a lute in the legend though, music would make unicorns come to you. So I'm thinking, let's just do some of these on here. Let's do one of those there. Let's do one of these little round ones, if it'll come off, over here. So I want them all a bit different. And then, do I want a blue on that one? No, I'm going to go for just a normal little silvery one there. There we go. So they're nice and sparkly now, which I like. I like a lot. And we have to work out what we're going to do with this tag now. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make a tab that comes down here. So that's what I want to do. Got some blue fabric here, which is really nice. These are just from my scrap box. And I think that works quite well. Also got some of this that we could put on there maybe. This is just some little netting fabric. I don't know. Do I want that as well? Maybe not all of it. Maybe just a little bit will do. There we go. And I am going to staple that onto here, which won't affect what's on the other side, which is good. And obviously the staple is silver too. So if I really wanted to, yeah, can't we see that there? If I really wanted to, I could just use the staple. Okay, so now I'm going to put my little pin, my little silver pin through this tab. Come on you get. It's very fiddly, probably because it's so tiny. So that is now on there. Oh, what is wrong with me today? Cold fingers, that's what it is. Need to warm my fingers up. So now the little pin is on there, which I like. And now we need to work on this tab. So let's move my journal a minute. So I'm thinking, let's pick up some of the bits and pieces that we've used. So let's maybe use some of this paper, this handmade paper, and let's just darken the edges again with some walnut stain. I'm wondering if I want to keep that bit on the back. No, let's not. I was going to, but I could actually write on it if I had to. Oh, this is very dark with the walnut stain. So we have that. Probably want it ripped a bit more actually. Okay, let's put some of this all over the background. Let's just glue it all on and then we can cut it off. Fabric everywhere. There we go. Just really get it all over. Nice and easy, nice and simple. I think I want to keep that word. I'm going to cut that out, I think, so that I can use it in something else. Let's really, really rub that so that it sticks. And now I'm going to rip it rather than cut it, just for the edge, so that it gives it that bit of rough deckled edge. Do you see? Just here. I don't want it perfect. And then I'm going to just use my walnut stain a little bit on it. I've just realised I need to punch another hole through that. Or I could staple it. I could staple it. Let's think about that. And I want this on here. That goes nicely. Right to the top. Let's put that on. Look at the handmade fibres in that, guys. I just love it. And it's a great texture as well. And it kind of gives me that snow feel. And as it has snowed, I'm thinking that kind of reminds me. They even look a little bit, I mean, if you really squint and don't think about it too much, they look a bit like snowflakes. Hold on a minute, guys. I need to get my crocodile. So I've got my crocodile now. So let's just put a hole in that, and it went through really nicely. I'm not going to put a brad in it because this is already quite bulky. I do have some of this fabric left as well. It's a slightly different blue, but I don't mind. I do not mind. So let's put that through. I don't need all of that, but it's so cute. So I'll work that out in a minute. And we have the bowl pin. So let's get the journal back. Oh, the elastic was caught on something. Let's get the journal. So I could just tie it through the pin like so and staple it again. I could do that, like, or tie it. I'm wondering if doing another tie would be too bulky. Well, that's what I'm thinking, but let's have a look. Let's have a look how I feel about that. No. What is going on? I am all fingers today, guys. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so I've just tied it on there. That's fine for now. I think, though, I might put a second staple in this just to make sure it's stuck well and good. That's like that. Do I want that stapled? No, I like the tie. Okay, and it's sticking out the edge, which I like. So what I also wanted to do was put a little saying on here. And I thought I'd put favourite tales. Oh, there's a little number that's come off. Gosh, that's very tiny. So yeah, I thought I'd put favourite tales because it reminds me of fairy tales when you're little, and obviously you might read about unicorns and creatures like that. I am going to put glue on this because that is a strange paper, so I want it to stick like so. Favourite tales. And this little bit, I mean, there really is not much coming off on this sponge now. Why are you even using it, Belle? But yeah, that can go on there. And that can go like so. And there we go. So that's brilliant, because if we turn it this way, this could actually go like this and be the right way up, the little tag. But basically everything is upside down, which is one of the prompts, to be upside down, which I really like. So the whole thing is upside down, and this is what it looks like, guys. I think it's actually really pretty, which is different for me. I was wondering if I wanted another sparkle, because the sparkle's there. That's going to get bulky though. Right, no, that's going to get too bulky when I'm doing the other side. So let's check. We have got something silver. So we've got silver here. We've got silver here. Oh, and the silver pin, safety pin. Something from mythology and legend, the unicorn. Something made from wood or wood grain. An image of something made from wood or wood grain. We've got this guitar. Clothing tag, which was right here. Graph paper that we've got behind. Bonus, something upside down. Well, the whole page is upside down because this is the way my journal goes. So the whole page is upside down. And I really like it, guys. So let me know what you think down below. Just 2 more weeks of this left. But as I said, if you've enjoyed the series, don't worry, because I will be doing it again next year. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope wherever you are in the world, you are warm and having a lovely crafty time. So until next time, guys, bye for now.